Hi everyone, me and Ivy are back with something a little different today. Today we're going to be reacting to the big moments of episode 8. This episode was huge. There's a lot that went down, so buckle up and get ready to react with us. Alright, here we go.
Come on, guys. Give her a sign, guys. Give her a sign.
It's your decision. It's your gut.
You have a decision to make.
Tell her pull that handle, guys.
I love you, Tawana.
Pull the handle.
If you don't touch that, it's going yellow.
Pull that handle. Pull that handle.
We got you.
The way they have him repeating, pull that handle, pull that handle.
I
over and
know.
over again.
Oh, it's so brutal. Man.
The music is so intense, like the boom, boom.
Yeah, that's. Oh my gosh. And everybody crying.
I'm sure that was
Okay, wait, I'm pausing it right here. Because this is also a pretty, I feel like it was pretty predictable that Tawana was going to pick Queen. I mean, Queen was her number one.
Yeah, no, when they left that as a cliffhanger for the last episode, I was like, I feel like we already know
Right.
what's gonna happen. Like, she's not gonna pull the lever. But yeah, no, definitely an interesting move.
Right.
And I wish I was there to know more of the context of everything.
Same, yeah. And it's like also pointing out with the trolley problem, like obviously it was all hard decisions, but they could have set it up so differently where it would have been a lot harder decisions. You know, like instead of putting your least three favorite up, put up like your top three against each other. Like if they really wanted it to be that
Yeah.
brutal and like change the game alliance wise, I feel like that's the direction it should have went. But it's entertaining
Yeah, I agree.
regardless, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's definitely still entertaining. But I was like curious about that too when like they did the one like the trolley problem in the last episode with Akira and like the Lamborghini on one. I'm like, I feel like it should have been him eliminating his close friends to get a prize.
Right.
Like that
right.
would have made more of a dilemma, I feel like.
Yeah,
So,
I thought the
interesting.
Her L to take.
This ain't the end.
Yeah.
This ain't the end, and you promised me you was gonna take me fishing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean it.
I'm so sorry. Okay. You could have never been chosen. Obviously, I'm trying to save my own butt in this game. I thought, hey, she's not going to want to eliminate one of her friends. And that was my only opportunity to save my own butt. And I went with it.
Dino, I respect you as a player, but I do not respect your last move, bro.
You should have chosen someone that you knew and that you confide in. I'm sorry, Dino. That's just the way I feel. You chose her to save yourself. And it contradicts what you did before.
Exactly. You were disingenuous, like I told them down there.
They're going at 380. Relentless down there.
You weren't supposed to step down, and you would have been safe right now.
I own it.
I feel like the entire time that I played this game has been fair, has been with integrity, has been with leading with my heart. I haven't flip-flopped on anybody, but it was clear who has. If you'd have took that $1 million, people could have understood that nobody's going to respect what you did here.
No matter what, the sun's going to come up tomorrow, and all of us are going to have a shot to change our families' lives.
Absolutely.
And with that, you all are officially in the top 10. Let's wave goodbye to the fallen soldiers.
All right. Let's debrief
Oh
that a
man.
little bit.
Dude, that's just so brutal to watch. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And it was probably so much more awkward in person. And like there was probably so many awkward silences. And then when Queen, like everyone was so silent when Queen was talking.
I mean, it's just so, I don't know. Like, they're all just in such a hard situation with that challenge. And so I feel so bad for Jazz, like getting caught in the crossfire of it all. And not to play like devil's advocate or anything, but like Dino was like put in between a rock and a hard place, like having to make that decision. And so it's just so brutal to watch on like every perspective of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like from, I don't know.
You know, looking at, you know, who made it to top 10, all very well deserving people. I mean, pretty much everyone in top 20, you know, there was no one that anyone was like severely against. But looking at top 10 and kind of going into that from a contestant's point of view, you see Patrick, Jeff, Gage, which we kind of know that Gage was the quiet one, but Patrick and Jeff, everyone knew, you know, they were in alliance. Patrick was the number one strategist, and that's obviously called out in this episode coming up. But it's interesting to see how a lot of those people were friends since the beginning and made it. So whether you think the game is a lot of luck or not, some part of it had to be strategy to bringing that many people that are close to you that far, in my opinion. So I think it's an
Yeah,
accomplishment for all
absolutely.
of them, really.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Okay.
Great people in the top 10.
Yeah. Let's go ahead to, this is a big moment.
It's gonna be, yeah, that's probably Amazon's legal. Do you have any idea what we're talking about?
No idea.
When compliance was reviewing the footage last night, they noticed that it really seemed like you missed your family.
I miss my family.
Gotcha.
But I know they're proud of me.
They're so diabolical for that.
I started crying when this came on.
No, me too. And her family was like running out to her. Like, that's just
Yeah.
so precious.
And it's like, that could have been me.
I know, that's what I was thinking. It was like, that could have been me and my parents.
It's so annoying to think. My mom was so mad when she saw this. She was like, "You're kidding me. Like, I could have had my 5 minutes of fame and you didn't make it that far."
Oh my god.
She was so mad.
Bro.
I'd be obviously thrilled to meet him, but I don't expect that.
Oh, so I shouldn't have him walk through?
Are you joking?
No.
Oh, Patrick's is so sweet too. Like,
No. And it's like, for us watching too, it's like we all know their backstories already. Like, we know what a lot of them have went through family wise, and it's like, it just makes it so much more emotional. It's so sad,
I know.
but happy.
Oh. Bro, I'm like teary-eyed right now for Jeff.
I know. Like, literally the cutest.
Are you the reason he applied?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Whoa. So you might be the reason your dad wins $5 million.
My parents have supported me through this whole thing throughout my life, and I'm just so appreciative for you guys. Thank you so much for being there.
Make me cry.
Or just cry.
It's so crazy, like, looking at this and then comparing it to episode 1 and like how quick episode 1 is to how much time they're now spending on them. It's like, it's crazy.
Right, yeah.
And boy, do I love who I am today.
I wish I would have had my little boys and my husband here.
I miss them so much.
I've been with my husband for 22 years, and we have 2 boys. We had them through IVF and surrogacy. We put our entire life savings, took out loans just to start a family. I'm here to fight for my family and to help us rebuild. I'm just trying to be genuine. I'm trying to be myself.
Well, I know what I'm going to do. First off, pay all my bills, you know, then take care of it, get out of debt, because it's not that much, but take care
I feel like putting all this stuff in is like so huge in character building. Like, if they didn't have the family reunion, it would be hard to like truly say like where or like who they are, you know?
Right. And then I feel like they set everything up for what happens in the rest of the episode pretty well.
Right, yeah. And it's literally at like the perfect point of the game where it makes you so emotional and like kind of takes you out of the game. So it's like literally perfectly timed
Right.
when they did the family reunion.
No, exactly. And like, even though I've seen this before, like, I feel like every time I see it, it just makes me like teary-eyed.
Yeah.
Just because like we knew them and we spent time with them, so seeing all their families and like what this means to them is so touching.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just happened to be in my favor.
Gauging that coin.
Back to my family, to my loved ones. They're definitely what's most important to me in the world.
I love how they included this and how it's also, just from like every point of view, it's also how they use it as a transition from like Yessie talking to her family to like Jeff and like telling his story. Perfect.
Right.
Perfectly lined up.
Yeah. It's so good.
Jack is 8, who's the #1 MrBeast fan, and Lucas is 7.
And I feel like it's so real because it's like, I mean, I feel like that's what like a lot of us were thinking, you know? And like when you hear people's stories and you get to know them, you kind of have that kind of moment where you're like, why should it be me when it could be them?
Right, yeah. This is so cute. I love this part. I cried again.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then they bring it back into Yessie. It's so perfect.
I know, that was so good. I almost got teary-eyed again.
because some of you are about to be eliminated. I need you guys to all vote for who will receive the key to house number 1. And then
Okay, wait. I want to pause it right here.
Mhm.
Who would you have like went with T as the first person?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have definitely agreed with that.
Yeah, same.
Straight off of the train too. Yeah.
Yeah, so true. And like, yeah, I would trust her no matter what.
Yeah, like there was no way it was gonna be anybody but T.
Right, yeah.
I feel like it's like one of those scenarios where like you trust everyone enough to believe that they're not gonna take more than their fair share, but it's like one person has proven it or proven their
Right. Yeah,
like that they're trustworthy.
trustworthiness, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the pickings.
Huh? Yeah.
You've led us many times.
everyone voted for 8:30. You now have the number 1 key. This is now where it gets interesting. You get a pick who receives key number 2.
It was definitely freezing.
Mhm. I know all of them in the beanies and
Yeah, and the
everything.
gloves.
Mhm. I did not see that coming. I did not know they were like close or
Me either.
anything.
Yeah, I did not think that was gonna happen. And then, so I heard yesterday when Pat was on Corn's stream that she picked Mikey because her reasoning was to be fair and honest, and she picked
Mhm.
Mikey because it's fair to pick someone that she's not in her closest alliance with. That was like kind of her reasoning from what I remember what Pat said.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that does make sense.
Yeah, but like if you don't really know them or aren't closely aligned, really why I get her reasoning, but like you don't fully trust
Why would
that
you?
person, and if you want it to be the continual pattern of 100K, like why not just pick someone you know for sure that would do the same as you?
Right.
But
Yeah, no, that's so true.
yeah, it's interesting.
You see, I had interpreted the fair and honest, like picking him because she wasn't on physical. What am I thinking? In my head I was like, "Oh, he saved her." He was in mental. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly. Like they didn't really have a connection there that I know of. But
remember, make sure the people you were voting for you would trust with your life.
My pick is 566.
566. Who do you want to give?
That one surprised me too.
Same.
I promise her.
But like, who else would he have picked though?
Right. Yeah, I don't know who he was close with.
No one really.
I gotta go with my gut.
Yeah.
I hope nobody's mad at me.
Wait, that low-key surprised me too. Hold on, it's just going really
Oh,
quickly.
really?
Yeah, because I knew like they were friends, like we were all friends and close, but like honestly, I thought Emma may have
Right.
went for Jeff. But I know
Oh,
that
yeah,
I
could've
feel
seen that.
like Emma knew Patrick would then pick Jeff. So it's like
Mhm.
either way,
Yeah,
I guess
you're
it
getting
worked out.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come get your key, 831. Thanks, brother.
974. Gauge.
424.
Wow. Whatever is about to happen, it's going to be difficult. And I need
Jimmy just smiling.
I know,
Good
like he
time.
knows. Nobody else knows.
I need to give this to 947. I respect you.
Cannot speak. And now that I've said that, guards, reveal what's under the mystery.
I like it chills like hearing his voice like that still.
In the middle.
I know.
Is $1 million. This million is up for grabs in the next challenge. Everyone, go inside your rooms and pray there's money left over when it gets to you.
How long do you think this took to go through each person?
Oh my gosh, I feel like it took the whole night.
Probably.
Because I'm sure they did like interviews and stuff before.
That's so true, yeah. And when they moved the money, I feel like that probably took a while.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
What do you do when everyone has their trust in you?
It is now time for player 830 to take from the $1 million.
Ooh, what's she gonna do? What's she gonna do?
Is going to take if you had to predict it.
I don't know. I really don't know.
He was being so mischievous with his answers.
I know, he is.
This is your money. How much of it do you want?
I'm taking my share, 100,000.
Okay.
10 people said they trusted me.
You to take $1 million.
Absolutely not.
They won't know.
I'll know.
Okay, let's grab 100 grand.
I got my number.
I respect her so much for doing that. Because I
Same.
feel like out of everybody,
You're not gonna tell us? You're gonna
she honestly could have taken the million, and because she sacrificed $1 million earlier, I feel like she almost could have gotten away with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
everybody would have let it slide. And so the fact that she still, like, had the integrity to be, like, taking her fair share is
Yeah.
so cool.
Could you imagine that scenario if she did win $1 million and then in like the next challenge she would be the only one with leverage? That would be crazy.
That would be
once again trusted me to
crazy.
be their leader. I just hope everyone else does that.
Wait, this shot cracked me up. She's just sitting in
I
the
know, the
splits
split.
with the money next to
I
her.
know. All of the money shots, though,
Oh, they're
are
sick.
so cool.
They're so sick.
But the split is so random.
It's just so funny to
I
me.
just saw my dad and my sister. I just saw 831's son and wife. Why would I risk us not progressing in the game?
I agree,
for
Pat.
being
I agree.
What I'm expecting to find when I get out there is that everyone's taking 100 grand.
I guess we're gonna find out.
I picked the number that I picked.
I'm scared.
It's not gonna hurt anyone. Sticking to the game plan.
It's not gonna hurt anyone. All
I know,
right.
I was gonna say, I'm like, we definitely need to pause after this.
Yeah.
You can take 100 grand, like 830 did.
I have a specific number in my head. I'm gonna go with 223,000 because it's my birthday.
Bro.
The floodgates are open.
Wait. Okay. Pause on that real quick.
Sketch.
Yeah, one sketch just randomly
He just-
appearing.
Yeah, he's just lurking there, what?
When I saw him in the background, I was like, wait, wait, is that sketch?
What?
Honestly didn't expect him to do that. I also think,
Yeah.
like, you know, going back to his line of it's not gonna hurt anybody, dude, just like they said, it opened up the gates for everyone to take from that money, like, unfairly.
Right.
And it's the fact that he was the
Right.
second person that, like, blew
Mhm.
my mind.
I know, me too, and I have a really hard time understanding in my brain, I'm like, if you're going over the shared amount or, like, the equal amount, why not take it all at that point? Because you already have a huge target on your back. You already betrayed them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, game-wise, you're actually, like, done, I feel like, once you do that.
And that's
so
like basically the decision you're making here because you know it's gonna have an
Mhm.
effect. Like as soon as you take more than your fair
Right.
share, like that's immediately putting a target on your back. So I feel like that's making that decision is kind of accepting like, okay, this is the amount of money I want to leave with, and this is probably the end of my journey.
Right.
Going back to like Mia's situation, like she should have had
Mhm.
that mindset after she won the island. Like I have a target on
Right.
my back. I know I'm leaving with money.
Yeah, no. And I'm really confused about I'm probably not gonna say the right wording of what he said, but he was like, he said he's taking, like, his share. And it's like, what does that mean? You're going over the equal amount. I don't understand that. I'd like to know his mentality behind why he said that.
Yeah, same.
Because it sounds like he feels like it's justified.
Right.
But I'm wondering, do you think it's because he saved, like, the physical people, so that's why
I mean,
he feels like it's justified?
maybe. That's why I
I
was
don't know.
confused
I'm
by
just
that
curious.
too, though. Because he was like, I'm gonna keep some things to myself, or like my reasonings to myself. I'm like, you should have just told us. Because
Yeah,
maybe it
I know,
would
I'm
be
so
more like justifiable. But then he goes,
Mhm.
223 because it's my birthday. I was like, oh, okay.
Like, oh, well, when you put it that way.
Yeah, perfect. Makes sense.
And I want to make sure that I leave.
I love that shot.
I know.
Horrible if number 3 took $500,000 and you could have just took it all.
Could be,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna feel bad.
I feel like the first two will not be greedy.
566. Come
Oh
on
god.
over.
Oh wow.
I'm like freaking out, Ava.
I know.
Person out of the 10 people remaining, you're like, I feel like they would take more than 10%.
They set this up so well.
I know.
Because we've all come so far for a reason, so we're all deserving of this, and anyone who's ill intent coming in or has sabotaged anyone else is already out.
And that would have been my mindset too.
Mhm. Right.
I didn't expect that at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Oof.
This is guaranteed money.
It's your money.
I would pay off my mortgage and my debt.
How much is that?
A lot.
Do you feel
Oh
good
my
about
god,
that?
the
Oh, the
build up is
music
so
too.
good. Yeah, it's so good.
I know the editing in this episode is so crazy.
Whoa, you could take exactly what
JC, I trust more than anyone here because he was in my red cue box challenge with me.
In such a short amount of time, I've grown to love you guys like if you were my daughters. So here's how I want to take care of you.
The flashbacks make it so much worse.
Mm-hmm.
Take me to the top, and now I'm number 4. So yeah, I don't see them sabotaging me whatsoever. I trust every one of them.
I know I'm gonna have a target on my back, but I'm not guaranteed the $5 million either. I want to leave something for Emma.
So what do you think at 566? How much are you taking for yourself?
I'm gonna take $650.
Okay.
Dude.
Mac is the
Wait, can you
embodiment.
rewind it?
Yeah.
I know. I love looking at their reactions.
Yeah.
Like,
Look at Mac.
I trust more than anyone here.
Woo!
oh my gosh.
When they showed, okay, pause right here. When they showed that, the number going down to that, I was like, because it actually made me realize how much of the like money pot he took.
Right. Yeah, like,
See,
like
27K?
pretty much all of it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's
Right.
so crazy to me. It's so crazy to me. Hold on, let's
Oh my
let's play
gosh.
the After Effects a little bit. That must have took a while.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I wonder if people knew something was up.
Yeah.
When they pull out like the carts too, like I
Dude,
wonder if people
yeah.
heard that.
Oh, wait. I forgot to pause it at this moment, but it's so funny watching them push the carts. Yeah, like Jimmy, like struggling to
Yeah,
pull
like he's
it.
struggling.
And then in like the first clip
Oh
when
my-
they're bringing like T's money over, Mac is like pushing the cart like a little like it's just so funny. You have to look at the shot. But it's like a nice break in like seriousness, just like seeing them struggle.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Oh, the shot.
Dude, okay, this shot is so good.
It's so good. Like, I'm sorry, JC, I know you were going through it, but this shot is so good.
This shot, I think that this is my favorite, like one of my favorite shots I've ever seen on television.
Yeah, and
Like with the music
yeah.
too.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh good.
And then straight to Emma.
And then oh my gosh.
With the silence.
Wait, can we pause it for like 1 second?
Yeah.
Dude, that is like so crazy. Just the buildup of that moment and everything, like, dude.
And they cut it so well. Like, I got chills when it cut from like the loud boom, 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 boom to just silence. You know, like that's so good.
Like kudos to Mac and Klitzner and Tyler and whoever edits all of this because this episode is so good.
Yeah, it's great. It's really great. Oh, I can't wait to watch this. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
Oh man, I'm like anxious. Okay.
Come on out.
Her face. I would have been pissed.
I would have been so annoyed.
I might have started crying.
Yeah, cause like, oh my gosh. Yeah, she handled this really well.
3 people in front of you collectively decided to leave you with 27 grand.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
That is ridiculous. I thought everyone was
Dude.
gonna be smart enough to play fair and all take 100 grand because that's a lot of money for each of us.
Yeah.
I'm not taking the full 27. I can't believe it.
So, how much of this $27,000 do you want?
5 grand.
Okay.
I'm just so pissed. There was only 3 people ahead of me, and I thought I trusted every single one of them.
I want to know if who Emma thought took the money.
Right.
Like,
yeah, no,
I wish
wanna
they would
know
have asked
too.
her right there. Like, so who do you think
Mhm.
betrayed you?
Or if it was she like believed it was collectively like them 3 taking
right, yeah,
over their fair share.
yeah.
And the shot, oh my gosh. It literally gives me chills when she's like reacting to the money. She's like, "Oh my gosh." And it cuts to him being like, "Oh my gosh," like crying over the money.
I was
Dude,
literally gonna
that
say
is-
that, Ivy. It's so good.
It is so good. And also I love how it kind of obviously we know JC, we know like his like heart and that he's a great guy, but I love how they leave the mystery of it where it's, like, him reacting to the money, and it's like, is he reacting in guilt, or is he like, "I have all of this money?" Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, in every shot, I'm like, it kinda could go either way, so it's
Yeah.
so interesting.
And I love, like, with the "Oh my gosh," like, those 2 clips, like, it
Mhm.
shows the range of emotions that you go through as a contestant, like, Emma being so
Right.
shocked, like, "Oh my gosh," and then JC crying of, like, I don't know, whether
Mhm.
it's guilt or just feeling upset of what he did, like, it's just so
Right.
good. Right, here we go with Pat, Mr. Strategist.
Not taking a single dollar because I think that there's an advantage and disadvantage in the next challenge based on how much
The
money
2
you take.
beanies.
Mhm.
I'm always 5 steps ahead. That's Patrick.
That's great. I don't understand. I'm confused that he took 0.
Yeah, same.
I'm not disappointed.
But,
You know.
yeah, could benefit him, we'll see.
It tells you that you
Yeah.
can't trust these people like you thought you could. That's true.
That's true, Jimmy.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I want to take 7,000. Okay, 272.
Okay, 7,272.
I wish we knew the reasoning behind that,
What do you
too.
want to say to those 5 houses?
Same, that's what I was gonna say.
You are, and I won't forget it.
We should ask Jeff.
Yeah, we will.
14.
It's crazy that, like,
Right.
Gage and everyone else on doesn't realize how much of a big money pot was taken in the beginning.
I was really hoping.
Like, I feel like they're
Right.
probably just like, oh, someone or they all took more than their share, you know? Like, I feel like that's what I would be thinking.
Evenly distribute it.
Right, not that, like,
This
one
evenly
person
split
took
amongst the rest
Yeah.
of
the
you
majority
is
of it.
$3,682 each.
All right. Is that what you want? Yeah. Okay.
What a king. Go Gage.
Wow. I really like
$46 left.
Okay, so
Courtney's
that did not
lines
go
in
the way I
this.
Yeah.
expected. We've been talking about how we're all
Oh.
family and how we're all playing fair. This doesn't seem that fair, and this doesn't seem like family, so I'm not gonna let their
Weird decisions.
influence
Mhm.
mine. And I'm gonna stay true to me. So divided by 3.
$3,682.
That was so good.
That's
So well put, Courtney.
When she goes, that's chill.
How much do you think?
That's chill.
She's just a chill girl.
200,000 since
And with that, the $1 million has been dispersed.
Ooh.
I told you, if they left the dollar, then that would have been saying a lot. But they left me with something.
Mm.
So I'm thankful.
She has such a positive attitude. That's so good.
I love Queen.
I don't think I would have handled it that well.
Same.
Guards!
3K, I would have been like, who did this to me?
I would have thrown a fit.
Wait to see everyone's reactions.
Oh man, I feel anxious.
Same.
Ugh.
I know this is like a really serious moment, but right now I'm imagining like the meme edits where it's like the SpongeBob footsteps, like,
Oh yeah.
like with no music, like just making it so awkward.
Oh my god.
All right. As you all can see, all $1 million has been given away.
When it got to my turn, it was $27,000 left.
I went in with the idea that everyone would take equally. That was my idea, and that's what I took, was just my share.
Yep. Wow.
The 100K.
453. Anything to share on your end?
I took my
Get him,
part.
Jeff.
how much?
I took 223.
223.
This moment. Oh my god.
I'm like freaking out.
T's point.
I'm sorry.
And the realization.
Oof.
Ooh.
JC.
Yeah, I felt so bad for Emma at that point.
I know.
Just because I would have been bawling my eyes
We all
out.
have family.
How much?
Tell us what you got.
I took 650,000.
Jeff did not take that lightly.
If looks could kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it's 10.
I would not want all those people looking at me like that.
For every single one of us. That would change my life forever. And, ugh.
It wasn't done with malice.
It doesn't have to be malice, but it wasn't done with consideration, and that's for sure.
You would put your family first
Yeah.
too. Come on, guys.
All of our families couldn't have been put first, though, because of this choice.
I have a question. Am I the only one who took 0?
Yeah.
Patrick!
We would all take like 100.
No, like I literally can't with that.
I thought nobody was going to take any because we thought it was bait.
Have you seen his? Wait. Did you see his meme with the RV movie?
You guys are getting paid?
Yeah. He's like, wait, you guys are getting paid? But like, if he saw that, okay, think of this scenario. If he saw that everyone else took 100K, do you think he would have taken 100K, or he
I
would
don't
have
know.
went
That's what
with
I was thinking. I was
0?
like, it seems like it was gonna get messed up no matter what when it got to him, because it sounds like he wasn't gonna take the 100K.
Right.
So then, what would everybody else do when there's extra?
Exactly. If one of them would
And
take
then,
more, or just leave all of it to Queen.
right?
I don't know.
Especially thought that the two people standing next to me would think the same and start the trend.
Me too.
So I'm sorry, because I'm shocked. I'm
okay.
sorry.
What is your reasoning?
I did it for my family.
I heard that.
I need a
What
clean
is your
slate.
reasoning for the amount?
I'm in debt, about $530,000 in debt. Okay, I need a fresh start, just like everybody else here. Okay, we're not here to split the money. We're here to win money.
We could have split this though.
This was the one thing we could have
Did
split.
you see T's face in that?
This was a guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
Get a fresh start.
She's like in disbelief.
Yeah.
Looks like.
But at the end of the day, none of you are going to pay my mortgage. I'm going to have to pay my mortgage. At the end of the day, none of you are going to feed my children. I have to feed my children. Okay? I chose my family first.
I'm hurt. I really am.
The amount of money you have does matter.
Ooh.
This is exactly why I took 0. Don't take Jimmy's
Mm.
bait.
Okay.
Come on, Patrick.
All right.
I want to know what happened right after that. Like that night, did they all just like
Same.
turn and go to their rooms? Like, oh my gosh.
That's what I feel like there had to have been conversation after that. Like I feel like they
Right.
must have said something. And there's probably so much in that conversation that also wasn't included.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I wish I did hear that. But okay, so reviewing that conversation and like listening to JC's reasoning, watching this back, and this is also something that Pat shared the other day about JC's reasoning. If you look at it from the point of view where you have an opportunity to take life-changing money for your family and you turn it down because of these 10 people that you met a month ago, do you think like your partner or family would be mad at you? And a lot of people would say yes. Right. Like you're essentially
Mhm.
choosing these 10 people that you met a month ago over your family that you've been with your entire life. So I think that's a really good way to look at it.
Yeah.
And it's also like, you know, he puts his family first, and he said that, and he
Yeah.
owned up to it. He didn't say like, oh, I took it to take all of you down. Like he took it for a sole reason of helping his family. So, you know.
Yeah, and I love how he like pointed out like you could all split the money, but at the end of the day, like he is the one paying his mortgage. He is the one who has to feed his children. It's not
Exactly.
like
no one there would help him pay his mortgage, is what he said, which is very true.
Right.
So, you know,
Right.
you can look at it from every different kind of angle, but you know, when it comes down to it, family is first. So,
Just chatting.
I miss those coffee pots,
Mhm.
the cold coffee.
I didn't sleep very well last night. I don't even want to be out here.
Wait, one of my favorite lines is coming up.
I know.
Kept it negative.
So,
which are we having remorse or rationalization?
Slay, Jeff.
I'm
Such a
not
good
gonna
line.
from you guys.
That's so good.
Albeit it was as much, it was a 1/90th of yours.
you know, I stand by my decision.
I was just really surprised, especially after what you said the night before to Dino.
You should have chosen someone that you knew and that you confided in. I'm sorry, Dino. That's just the way I feel. You chose her to save yourself.
That was a shitty thing to do.
It's a different scenario.
His convo had me
Yes,
shook.
It's a very different scenario.
That's called
Mhm. Oh my gosh.
Someone
Seeing them both like that is
I
crazy.
know.
And you did this.
Oh
to
my
me.
gosh.
I did not do this.
Me, JC, I got a family. I get it. I get it.
Attitude. Now walk off.
Mhm.
That's literally what I thought. That was so crazy. My jaw was
Oof.
dropped though when I was watching that.
No, I know. Like my jaw was. Yeah, I could not.
Because it's like if you know Jeff and JC, like they never act like that.
Mhm.
They're so
I know they're both
nice.
so kind.
So,
I could not fathom
I didn't sleep very well last night.
either of
And I
them
want you
talking to me
know
like that.
Yeah.
That I may seem like the enemy. Prior to going into the game, I was told by someone in this room that they are plotting against me. And my suspicion
This is so entertaining. I love it.
Say they. I'm going to introduce you to they.
Oh,
that was so good.
Patrick's face.
Jeff's face too, right before he says it. So good.
So crazy.
I'm not sure you guys
Oh my gosh.
but I'm here to tell you it's real.
Yeah, we've got a strong alliance.
The flashback.
I do the sleuthing.
He is a mastermind at games, and you have met your match. I am 3 steps ahead of you.
He's like shook.
You are their #1 target. They wanted you out weeks ago. Emma, they're playing you like a pawn because they know that you're going to follow their lead. They're going to get you where you need to be, top 5, because you're going to help them get there. And when your time is up, and they're not going to think twice about it.
I honestly couldn't imagine being in Emma's position. Like, that's probably such an emotional roller coaster because, like, that's her best friend, and then it's like, so what does she do now? You know, like, does she stay aligned with him and have the target on her back, or does she kind of side with everyone else?
I know.
So
I can't imagine.
With my decision. Whether you agree with it or not, I'm at peace with my decision.
Jeff's just closing his eyes.
I know.
And I had to take it.
About like that like whole intervention or whatever they just had, I know that some people think it was like JC trying to save himself, and I don't see it at all like that, but I understand why some people would. But he's like owning up, he's like, I did it. Like, I'm not trying to act like I didn't, but he's like explaining his reasoning. And I watched this with my parents, and they brought up like a good point too. So he already had like this idea in his mind that he's like going home soon, like he's a target. So that's like one reason to guarantee yourself money if you don't see yourself making it that far or like any further. And then 2, we saw like with the family visits, like his husband and children weren't there, and he was like confused. So I'm sure that raised like alarm bells in his head, like, wait, why aren't they here? And my parents were saying from their perspective, if something like that happened to them and they don't really have an explanation, or like they don't really understand and they might be worried for their family now, that they would probably do what he did.
Yeah.
And like leave with something to go see what, like as a parent, if you have that gut feeling, like you might just take what you can and go.
Obviously the viewers don't know, but we know that that conversation went on a lot longer than what was shown. A lot more people talked. You know, Patrick responded to the comment, so it's like we don't see a lot of things that went on in that convo. And I think it's just important to remember JC is not going into that convo thinking, oh, I need to get the target off my back. He's going into the convo trying to show these people why he did it, and it wasn't to take other people down. It was for himself, and that's why he did it. I don't know. I think that was definitely a very intense conversation that we just didn't see a lot of. Patrick told me, and what JC's referring to when he said, like, someone came up to me and told me this, and that's why I did it. And basically someone came up to him and told him that they were planning to get him out, even though he was in an alliance. So, you know, that would have me shook too. Like, I would be kind of freaking out because, you know, if this isn't an elimination round, the next round you're low on other people's lists. So
yeah, and it's like if you know that like 4 people are plotting against you now out of 10, like your odds don't look good. So it's like I understand wanting to take what you can while you have something to leave with. Oh, I'm like nervous.
You get the point. Go to the floor. That corresponds with your number.
We're locked in.
Let's go.
10 people are going on
this running shot had me cracking up.
I know. And wait, I like the shot before when Patrick's like, I think it's Patrick. He's like running.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was like running into one of. Yeah.
The end of Beast Games.
Wow. This is big.
And with this
is huge,
game,
Jeff.
only 6 of you will move on. And those 6 will compete in the final game for that $5 million over there. Woo! Which makes my job easier because I was going to reveal it anyways. Guards, bring 830, her one.
Dude, I wish someone lied and then this would have been like an epic, like, oh my god moment.
Oh, that would have been so good.
Just a wee bit more than his fair share.
And as you all probably remember, our next contestant took an absolutely unbelievable amount of money last night. As a matter of fact,
should be really rubbing it in right there.
That it's taken every one of my guards to carry it.
Yeah, this is.
Wait, this is so funny too, Loki.
The tripping.
Yeah.
Less is more.
There's is so much money that the guards are dropping it. They physically can't carry all that money.
Mine won't be that heavy.
I have $0, so I don't need to worry.
Yeah, Patrick.
Patrick.
You got so little money that I'll just have the guards bring it out at the same time.
My guard don't need a bag.
That was so funny too.
You already know that you will be voting for who will move on. But what you don't know yet,
We are going to allow you to bribe each
Ugh.
other.
for votes using the money you got last night.
I
Patrick?
I have no money.
Brutal.
That's right. The money that you got last night is your only tool available to try and stay in the game. Everything you've done so far has led you here. In the next hour, you will decide who moves on to the top 6.
My heart's racing.
So scary.
And the timer starts right now.
1 hour.
Oh,
Every
coming up.
decision you have made have led us right here, right now.
Oh gosh.
Very exciting. Hello? This
I'm
round
so
is
excited to watch episode 9.
Me too.
Who's voting for you?
Give me $150,000.
It's now or never.
Please vote for me. I would be wasting my vote.
This is not a fun game.
This next game will be the most important game of your life.
The coin! The coin! I love how it's the last shot. Dude, it gets me so hyped up. I love that they do like the coming ups now.
I know. Oh my gosh. Dude, my heart would sink
Yeah.
if I heard like the vote, especially those people who took too much money. Like, oh my gosh.
Same. And it's like, okay, so not really like predictions for next week or anything, but I want to know how many votes does each person get? You know, I want to
Right.
know
Or
the
is it like
details.
every round? Like, vote who you want to move on, and then whoever has the most votes that round.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm so excited
I
to
don't
see
know.
what happens.
How would you feel if you heard that was the challenge, like a vote?
So, in my opinion, I probably would have been in like the later of the 10 houses, right? So I wouldn't have that much money
Mhm.
going in. Honestly, I low-key would have been freaking out because I'm not the best at like convincing or lying. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
Right.
know what position I would be in. I probably would take a
Yeah.
bribe, but that, well, okay, I'm saying all this stuff because I was not there, not involved. But if someone bribed me to vote for them and I didn't want them to make it to the top 6, I would take the bribe
Mhm.
and then not
Yeah.
vote for
Not
them.
vote for them. Yeah.
Because, like,
No, me too.
why not? At this point in the game, why
Right.
not? And knowing you're going into
Right.
the final game in top 6, like, I mean, you're gonna have a target on your back, I guess, if you essentially betray someone, but at the same time, you're betraying someone who's not in the game anymore. So, I
Right.
don't know. I think
And I
it'll
don't
be
know.
interesting.
Right. And I wonder if people know if you don't keep your word in that game,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, like, if you
But yeah,
find
no.
out who's talking to who and
Right.
stuff. I'm, like, thinking way too into it now. But, like, with Patrick,
Okay.
right? He's, like, the strategist, and in the back of my head, if he vouched for me to go through, I would be like, is he just wanting me to go through at this point because he knows he can beat me in the final game?
Right.
Like, am
Yeah,
I
'cause
looked
you're
at
not
as,
even
like, a weakness? Yeah.
Yeah, like, you're not even just trying to get yourself to the final 6, you're trying to get the people you wanna go against in the final 6.
Exactly. So, I don't know.
And that's,
It's
like,
difficult.
crazy.
It's difficult.
I know, I would've felt, like, the same way you were just describing. I feel like I would've felt the same way, like, I had people in the top 10 that I was close with, but at the same time, I don't know if I would get other people's votes, you know?
Right.
I
Like,
feel like I don't know if I would make it through that challenge.
yeah, it's like, where do we fall on people's lists, you know?
Mhm.
So that's scary to think about. But we weren't there, guys. We did not make it.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
okay. We can say we'll play
Yeah.
however we want, and y'all will never know. Y'all will
Yeah, you'll never know what we
know.
would've actually done. But would you have taken in the houses, would you have taken the fair amount?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Like, I mean, especially I can say that because, you know, I don't have kids. I don't have like hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. I have debt and I have
Mhm.
problems that I want to solve, but I'm not going to take that away from anyone else. So
Right.
I would have just taken the fair share, and I wouldn't want a target on my back. So
Right, yeah, 'cause you know that's coming.
yeah, exactly.
I feel like it would've been so fun. I was, like, thinking about it, and if I was at a house where there was still, like, enough money to, like, split it evenly, I think I would've acted like I wasn't gonna split it, when, like, doing the interview with, like, Jimmy and everything, I would have, like,
Yeah.
acted like I was gonna go over and be like, "Oh, just kidding. Like, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
take
just
my
say
fair share."
psych. Yeah, like in the pre-interviews in your room, like, yeah, I mean, I really need this money. Like,
Yeah.
I'm in so much debt. Like, I'm about
Like
to take what I need.
right. Like, maybe I can't leave this game as a millionaire, but maybe I can leave as a 900,000-aire.
Yeah. If I was there and I
I
walked
know.
out and it was like such a serious moment and I saw Sketch standing there, I'd be like, "What's up, brother?"
I know. Oh, my oh, crap, my thing turned off.
So that wraps up this video. Thank you for watching our reaction video. There was a lot of drama in this episode, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more in episodes 9 and 10, so I hope you guys are excited for that. Make sure to like this video if you liked watching along with us, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below what you think is going to happen in the next episode. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.